What? We are live already, but I wanted to be able to see you a little bit better. Hello everyone, and welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am Kimberly Dixon, and today we have a special guest. Well, several months ago, myself and a committee of people recruited youth between the ages of 7 and 13 years old to write essays about their experience with COVID-19. And in North Carolina, a independent committee selected the essay written by this young lady here today. So, as a result of the essays that were written, Noah's Ark Publishing Service, based in Los Angeles, California, have compiled a book, Youth Journal Through COVID-19. And this is the cover of the book. Essays were submitted from all 50 states. So there was a child selected essay from each state, and including DC and Puerto Rico. So that makes a total of 52 essays written by children about their experiences with COVID-19. So today, my special guest is Solomon Robinson. Her essay was selected as the essay from North Carolina. Hi, Solomon.
Hello.
You look so beautiful today.
Yeah.
So tell everybody, well, first of all, of those of you that are watching, can you guys hear us clearly today? So someone let us know if you can hear Solomon. I know you can hear me because I talk loud, but I want to make sure you guys can hear what this young lady has to say.
Yeah.
So Solomon, tell everybody about yourself.
Well, I do love to have fun. I love to explore. I love to do science, and I love to do fun activities like crafts, coloring.
Oh wow, you have a full life. What kind of exploring do you like to do?
I like to like scavengers. Or catch bugs.
You like bugs? I like bugs too. I thought it was just me.
I remember I saw a big grasshopper, like about this big, in the grass, and I even got to hold a garden snake.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. It's like, I'm not afraid of snakes either.
Yeah.
And plus, I believe that everything serves a purpose. So, you wrote this book. You wrote this essay for the book, Kids Journal Through COVID-19, that you can pre-order today by Cash Apping $13 to K Dixon 1970 on Cash App, or by PayPal at Joyful Living with Dixon. Joyful Living with KD at gmail.com. The book is being purchased now. You can pre-order your copy now. But Solomon, tell us why you wrote this essay.
I think I probably wrote it to keep everyone safe. So, like, what they're doing is good, so then they don't get hurt.
Okay. So what have you been doing COVID-19 to keep yourself safe?
Usually, like, whenever we go out, we wear our masks. And we also, let's see. Yeah, we wear our mask, and just in case we forget them, we have backups.
Okay.
In the truck of the car.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you guys are wearing your mask when you go out in public and keeping yourself safe.
Yeah.
So,
and our masks are special because they're made out of fabric. So, me, Daddy, my Titi Zinga, the mask that I was wearing, this mask, she sewed this mask.
Oh, I love that mask.
And also, she sewed Mommy's, which is like colorful triangles. And my favorite triangle is the golden triangles. And she made these special masks.
So, Solomon, how is your life different today than during this COVID-19 season than before? Do you remember what life was like before?
Kinda.
So how is it different now?
It's different. For me, I think it's different now because it's like we have to like wear masks instead of just have no mask, which for me, not having a mask is more comfortable.
Okay. So what about your friends? Have you been able to see your friends in school?
Not really, no.
How is that different for you? Has that impacted your life?
For me, a teensy bit.
A teensy bit?
Yeah.
Do you miss your friends?
Yeah, I certainly do. But I'm still having school with them.
Okay.
Just,
So in North Carolina, I know kids at your age, they're doing school on their laptops from home. Do you enjoy it? What's your preference? Would you rather have at home school or go to school?
Go to school.
Why is that?
Because I got to see my teacher and my friends in person. And it's like we act, and plus, for me, it's like hard to navigate.
It's amazing that I don't think that as a 7-year-old I knew what navigate even meant. So
yeah, but I also but there's also some special apps, like learning apps, like Dreambox, Letterland, which I've never used before. But yeah, all that stuff. Really cool.
Well, I really want to congratulate you on being selected as the winning essay writer for North Carolina. You did a phenomenal job. So would you like to go in and play with my cat Silas for just a moment? And I'll talk to your mom for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have fun. So again, guys, we're here talking about the book published by Noah's Ark Publishing Service, Kids Journal Through COVID-19 on on October. Yeah, I know. I'm all tongue-tied today. On October the 24th, we will be doing a virtual book signing. It will be at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which will make it 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are doing pre-purchasing or pre-orders for the book now. You want to make sure that your family, that your child has this book about children journaling through their COVID-19 experience. Some children, it's just been impacting their way that they've gone to school, the way that they've interacted with people. But of course, we know the impact that this has had worldwide. There have been kids that have been influenced by someone in their household actually having COVID-19, or someone in their family actually dying from COVID-19. So this is historic. During this precedented time, this book is historic. You want to make sure your child and generations to come have this book about youth expressing their concerns, their fears, their thoughts through this pandemic. We've never experienced anything like this before in history, and you want to hear this straight from the children's mouth instead of through a history book, or however it may be communicated in the aftermath through the education system. Because although you and I, we love it, we've got an education, once it hits a textbook, it will not be the same as hearing it word for word coming out of a child's mouth. So you want to make sure that your child has a copy of this book. And this isn't just a book with the opinions of one child or one race or one ethnicity. As you can see on the cover, we've got children that are represented from every race: black, white, Hispanic, from all over the U.S., from all 50 states. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and pre-order your book today. From you can Cash App $13 to $KDixon1970, or by PayPaling it to joyfullivingwithkd@gmail.com to make sure that you reserve your copy of this book today. This is an unprecedented time. You don't want your child not to miss their opportunity to get this book. And then that's the perfect opportunity, once they get the book, to sit down and have a discussion with them about the way they are really feeling. This has had a huge impact on adults and the way we interact on a day-to-day basis. But the impact on children, we one, we don't know the entire impact, and two, we won't see all of it for years down the line. So this is an opportunity to get this book, read through some of the stories, and then talk to your child about the things that are going on now. So Malika, you are that beautiful. Solomon is so beautiful.
Thank you.
That little intelligent, she's almost like a little genius. I remember the first time I met her, I was blown away. I'm like, she's been here before. I know it. But tell me, as the mother of the child who wrote that essay, what was your thought when you read it?
Honestly, I was surprised by how many times she said, "I feel sad." It really sparked a bit of more of an exercise for us to get her into journaling more. Because I really didn't feel like she's not a big fan of writing.
Right.
She likes to color, she likes to draw, but she's a science kid. She likes to handle things, and so sitting down to write is not her favorite pastime. But we've started practicing with her drawing how she's feeling a bit more, and audio journaling, which is how a lot of this came out to be, with her speaking with no specific intent to hear how she's really feeling. Because, you know, when you just talk to her, she's very happy.
Right.
She's always a happy kid, and she doesn't like to be a burden at all, and she knows how to emote very well. She expresses her emotions very well, but once she expresses it, she's done with it. And so I didn't really get to see a lot of that sadness until this essay came out, and I thought, wow. She was very optimistic throughout the essay, but in almost every paragraph there was a small statement of, you know, I feel sad.
Yeah.
And I believe at some point that was just a full sentence of, I feel sad, period. And then she said, oh, I feel sad I can't see my friends. I feel sad I can't be in the classroom with my teachers. And I thought, she doesn't express that on a daily basis. So it was good for me to be able to tap into that and be aware of it, and to spend more time giving her space to feel that sadness and to express that sadness.
You know, it's not because I read all of the essays that came in, and I don't think a single one came in that didn't express some type of sadness, and some type of fear. So just as a parent, what did that make you feel like to realize that your child was sad?
It's so unfortunate because there's really nothing that I can do. You know, it's a sense of helplessness because there's nothing that you can do to alleviate that sadness. Like, mommy has nothing in her arsenal to make it better.
Right.
The only thing I can do is make space for that feeling because it's valid.
It's certainly valid.
And it's understandable, and it's not just us as adults that are experiencing it. Our children, they're feeling it. And
you know, I think some of us, we think about our work life and just the staying home and how grocery shopping is different, but we have not really slowed down enough. Because again, it wasn't until I started reading these essays that I thought about, wow, our babies are experiencing this with us.
Yeah.
And although, you know, we're stuck at home and we're feeling the anxiety of just everything that's going on, but not even realizing that they're feeling the anxiety as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think the importance of discussing, having your child read Kids Journal through COVID-19 and then having a discussion with them will be?
So I honestly feel that parents may not be having really honest conversations with their children, especially the smaller children that don't articulate their feelings as readily as maybe like a middle school or high schooler. And this opens up that door, because it will allow their children to see themselves through another child.
Right.
And they can say, yes, that's exactly how I'm feeling. And to open up that door to have a real conversation. One thing that stuck out to me in her essay was when she was talking about playing with her neighbor friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of my friends, you know, when we're like, okay, I know we're not supposed to be gathering, and I know we're not supposed to be doing XYZ, but like, dude, I gotta get out. Like, I'm just gonna go to my friends. It was only 5 of us, and it was okay. None of us are sick. You know, I needed to go and be around people, or I was just gonna break.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear a 7-year-old say, you know, I know I'm not really supposed to be playing with my neighbor friends,
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't want to get sick because I'm playing with my neighbor friends, but I just want to play.
Just want to play.
I just want to play.
It really just tugs at your heart.
It
like,
did.
I just want to play.
I cried. When I first read it, I was like, oh, my baby.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's like when I was going through and reading all of them to submit them to the committee for them to select, choose an essay,
Mm-hmm.
I just had a moment where I was just sitting there at the laptop just looking, because I was like, I'm having a hard time processing this.
Yeah.
And here are these 7, 8, 9, 10, because it was through age 13 year olds, just talking about how sad they are.
They'll never forget this experience.
They will never forget this experience. This is and unfortunately, this is kind of laying a map as to who they will become.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an opportunity to either help them stand on the shoulders of giants, or some head down that road where they never recover from this.
Yeah.
Because whether we see it or realize it or not, it's having a deep impact.
Yeah.
Because this is not just changing one household or one family. This is changing the way the world operates.
It does. It's changing how we interact with people, because she has always been the type of child that can walk up to any person and grab their hand and say hello. And now I can see where she's like, I want to go talk to that person, but I need to socially distance.
Right.
And so for an extreme extrovert like her, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But she's also an optimist, so she just kind of breathes through it. And I have to remind myself that even though she's smiling and she seems very happy and she's coding and she's doing science and she seems to be doing very well, there's a part of her that still feels sad.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't think I really found the answer to that yet.
I don't think there is an answer to that.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. Because I'm a hugger. I may not want to go out and do a whole lot of social things, but I have intimate conversations with strangers, and we hug at the end of that interaction. And so in the beginning, it was crushing to me. I felt a break in my heart that I have never experienced before, because I would see somebody and, just something in me would want to connect with them, but then remember, we have to stay apart from each other.
Right.
So,
and I just don't think we're
not built for
that way.
It's like humans are interconnected and intraconnected. We need each other. We need physical touch.
Yes.
And to not be able to touch someone, it has an impact.
It does.
So we want you to take this opportunity to pre-order your copy of Kids Journal Through COVID-19. There are 50 kids from each state, and then a child from DC and a child from Puerto Rico that have written an essay that was selected by an independent committee about their experiences with COVID-19, how it's impacted their life, how not going to school has changed them, how someone in their family having COVID-19 has affected them, how someone in their family dying from COVID-19 has affected them, how this whole world, something about COVID-19 is in the news every day. So this book is historic. There is not another one like it. So you want to make sure that your family, that your child, they get a copy of Kids Journal Through COVID-19, so that years from now, decades from now, there will be an actual blueprint of the way children were actually feeling in their own words. these essays are word for word what the child said, so that we can, and then it presents you as a parent with an opportunity to sit down with your child and really have a heart-to-heart conversation with them, because you may have been talking, but to have them hear the words of other children will open up doors and open up avenues to deepen that conversation, to deepen their understanding, and to give you a way to potentially help them that you hadn't seen before. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and pre-order your copy of Kids Journal Through COVID-19 today. You can do so by Cash Apping $13 to $K Dixon 1970 at Cash App, or on PayPal at joyfullivingwithkd@gmail.com. Again, that's joyfullivingwithkd@gmail.com. The book itself is $10. $3 is shipping and handling, so that we can mail your copy of your book to you regardless of where you are in the world. This book is for everybody, no matter if you're black, white, purple. Every child has a story in here that they will relate to. There is a face in here that looks like theirs. And actually, if you want to see the children that have read these essays, you can go to noahsarkpublishing.com and see the photograph and a small bio of every child that has written an essay that is in this book, Kids Journal Through COVID-19. Get your pre-order of it today. Malika, is there anything else that you would like to add before we close out today?
I just want to say that she didn't say anything. I'm surprised she didn't, because she is so ecstatic about being a published author and to participate in this. And I truly think it will be therapeutic for the children that get a chance to read it, so they can see themselves on paper through other children. And I love the whole concept of it, that you guys are putting this together for the kids, and we're just happy to be a part of it.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you be a part of it. The essay that Solomon submitted was phenomenal, and it really touched the entire committee. But again, the virtual book signing is going to be on Saturday, October the 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that anywhere in the world you will be able to see it. It'll be live streamed on social media, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So make sure that you mark that date on your calendar, so that you will have an opportunity to hear from some of the children that have submitted these essays, as well as talk to Noah's Ark publisher, CEO and owner, Laval Bell. But guys, thank you for tuning in to this special edition of In the Garden with Joyful Living. Wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you all to the the chosen essay submitter from North Carolina, which is Miss Solomon Robinson. She is an absolute joy, and it's been phenomenal working with her through this process. So before we go, one last thing. How did you feel when you got that email saying congratulations?
Oh, it was so exciting. I think I may have yelped a few times, and I was like, Solomon, your essay was chosen, it was chosen, it was chosen. And she was like, it was? She said, so that means I'm an author, right? I say, yes, that means you're an author. And she's like, oh. And she said, Mommy, is my book going to be published before your book is published? I said, this is not a competition, my little girl. She said, okay. And then every time she saw someone for about a week, she let them know that she was a published author.
She is a published author.
So she's excited.
One last thing before we go. Guys, I want you to really go ahead and pre-order this book today, because it's not just about us. A third of the proceeds of the sale from each state will go to a local charity that myself and Solomon and Malika will choose, that we want to get a third of the proceeds from the sale of this book. So we want to be able to donate some books to a mentoring program. So even if you don't have a child, you can donate $10, $20, $30, $100 so that we can get a book for another child that may not have an opportunity to purchase it themselves, or may come from a household that can't afford to buy a book at this particular time, because millions of people are not working right now. And I'm blessed that my household has not been affected in that manner. But there are so many out there that would love to have this book in their home, but cannot afford to spend $10 on a book. So if you would like to make sure that a child who cannot afford to purchase a book, if you would like to make a donation, $5, $10, $100, $500, because I don't know anyone's financial situation, but if you would like to make a donation so that we can get books for other children, you are able to do that as well by, again, sending your donation to on Cash App to $ K Dixon 1970, or on PayPal at joyfullivingwithkd@gmail.com. Again, before we go, one last time, the virtual book signing is going to be Saturday, October the 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, make sure that you tune in to this historic, this is really a historic event for this virtual book signing of Youth Kids Journal Through COVID-19, United Kids Speak. It's a phenomenal book and a beautiful cover. What do you think about that cover, Malika?
I love it. I love it. Even the virus doesn't look as menacing.
You know,
it actually is.
It's so funny because when I saw it, I was like, one, I absolutely loved it right away because one, it's a map of the U.S. But if you know anything about looking at cells and viruses and bacteria, these little shapes here are viruses. And then you've got children of different races on the book. So this isn't just for one child or, you know, African American children. It's for all children. So regardless of what race you are, there's stories in this book that your child will relate to. So you want to make sure that you get your copy of it. So guys, thank you for tuning in to this special edition, because we don't normally come to you on Sundays. We were going to do this on yesterday, but the weather wasn't participating, and this wasn't something we wanted to do indoors. So thank you for watching this edition of In the Garden with Joyful Living. Malika, thank you for being here today, and thank you for allowing Solomon to be on camera with me. I truly appreciate that, because, you know, I'm protective over children, and especially when the younger ones, I'm like, no, you can't be on live with me. But I really think, I really thank you for allowing her to participate in this and be on here today.
It was our pleasure.
Thank you so very much. So guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.